All right, hey, thank you for joining us today. I'm gonna show you a proper way to do an overheating diagnostic on a 2009 Jeep Cherokee with a 3.7 liter. So just pay attention. It's a step-by-step process. I'm gonna make it very simple. That way you don't miss anything. Thank you very much. Okay, the first step you want to do on any car that you check out is you always want to check the fluids first. You don't want to really even ask a lot of questions from the customers unless it's needed. Sometimes you'll get sidetracked. So I always check the oil first. It's the overheating thing, so we want to make sure there's no water mixed in with the oil.
Add your mouth 2 minutes now.
Okay, so I don't see no water in the oil.
Okay.
We're gonna check this radiator cap. I don't really like these radiator caps, by the way. They break pretty easily because it's a plastic piece, but it's a pressure reliever. Okay, so it's low on coolant. We're gonna put a burper on there.
Okay.
All right, so I call this thing a burper. But you can call it whatever you want.
So what I do? So that pop.
Yeah, what this will do, as long as I can find the right attachment, I can show you. It makes it a lot less messier process of introducing antifreeze into the vehicle system. It gives it room to burp the air out, because generally after each coolant repair you want to use something like this. Burp the air out. All right, customer has a little bit of antifreeze, and I probably have to go find some in my truck. If not, we can probably even use water. But we want to make sure the level's proper.
Right, yeah.
Okay, we're in luck. We got some more. A little bit of water. I'll keep about that level. If it goes down anymore, we'll check it. Next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and put our scan tool on it. That way we can see what the computer sees. So you're going to want to check all the simple things. There's several things we're going to be looking for. We're going to be looking for at what temperature the fans come on. Do they come on? We're going to check relay power. We're going to see if there's any codes. We're also going to tap into live data where we can actually see the actual temperature that the computer is seeing. This is a Bluetooth scanner. I can walk around the car with it. I may break out other tools too. You can't solely depend on a scanner. Sometimes we can use a temperature gun, make sure the thermostat's not sticking. We're going to do something called system topology mapping. We're going to scan every single computer on this car, look at the codes. As you can see, they're linked with a CAN bus signal in. Sometimes you'll have several codes on their different systems. You do not want to answer the phone while you're in the middle of a job. It's rude to the customer, and also it's going to sidetrack you. All right, so we got a stored coolant system performance code. Engine coolant temperature sensor circuit low. Cadillac efficiency bank 1. Okay, so customer's complaint, this vehicle is overheating. So that gives us a good idea. We're going to enter into the computer. We're going to go to read data stream. We can scroll down and find out, but we're going to look for like coolant temp. And then we're going to look at fan, desired, and high-speed fan. We're gonna put it to a graph and then we're gonna start it up. It looks like the battery might be dead. All right, so we're gonna go grab our jump box. You always want to keep you a good quality jump box. You never know when you're gonna need it. And I keep 2 or 3 of everything. If you watch some of my other videos, you'll see it. Matter of fact, if I ever look for a tool and I can't find it, I get so mad I go out and buy 3 of them right then. You always want to have you some good lights ready to go. We can go and turn these off, we won't need them right in a second. Let's go ahead and start this thing up. The switch is a little funny. As you can see, it's immediately bubbling. We're gonna pay close attention to that because it's either air burping out, and I don't have my head gasket chemical tester. I contaminated it, but they have a tester that you can set in there as a chemical. You can get it off of Amazon. It starts out blue, if it turns yellow, then you know it's got blown head gasket. I'm not even suspecting that on this one. The engine sounds pretty good. It's not misfiring or anything. Whenever you do a job on this one, this is the main bleed screw. There's a few videos out there that tell you, and I've done it too, you want to honestly put a little brass thing and make it a little taller and put a cap on it. It's easier to burp out that way if it's something that is your personal car, because it's kind of at the highest spot. We're not dealing with that situation now, but say if we did a water pump on this 3.7 liter, we would have this off while we pour the antifreeze in it, and then as soon as we see it come up out of here, then we will put the cap back on to get the majority of the air out. But so right now we're gonna let it run, come up to temperature. We're gonna watch the temperature right here for 57 degrees right now. This is gonna tell us if the fans come on or not. We can even go out of here. Let's get out of here for a second. We can go to special function. Let's see what kind of options it gives us. System test. Actuation test. Sometimes we can turn. We can control the cooling fan. Okay, this is called bi-directional control. We can turn the fan on. Okay, you can't do it while the car is running, so I'm gonna go ahead and check and see if this fan's working. I'm simply gonna cut the car off. The switch is a little funny. And then put it onto the accessory position. Make sure you can roll the window up and down. That's how you know you got in the right spot. Alright, we're gonna see if we can't turn this fan on. Okay, I manually turn the fan on so we know the fan works. So that's a good thing. Alright, so this will become a part we're gonna go ahead and ask the customer a few questions. So, how often is this car overheating?
No, it won't that often. It started one day and it's right since.
It hasn't been right since?
I
Does it go straight to hot and that's it?
Yeah. At first it would go to, then the middle then went straight to hot. So I had to pull over and bring it back home.
Okay, so that, by her answer, that gives me a general direction to look towards. I'm gonna go right back to data stream because I already seen something that I didn't like. That was the temperature sensor wasn't reading for a second. So it could be a temperature code. We're gonna look at coolant temp voltage too, make sure we're not losing supply voltage. And then we're also gonna, we don't have to go back on the fan control right now. We're gonna turn on the graph. Go ahead and start the car up. Let's watch this. Let's see if we lose signal again. If we lose signal here again, we're gonna, if we still got voltage, then we know it's just the sensor acting up. And I just know from experience, I'm gonna go ahead and try to find my temperature gun. There's my temperature gun, baby. All right, so we're back. We got the temperature gun. This thing's super important. See the little red dot? The thermostat on the 3.7 liter is located on the bottom, right down there. I don't know if you can see that. The trick to it is you want to take the temperature gun and point behind the thermostat, so you know like the block temperature, because it's not going to open until about 180 degrees. This thing's not heating up. These cars, just to let you know, if they got a small leak over time, they'll just that can be the coolant problem in itself, because enough coolant leaks out. So we want to be looking for leaks. We want to check fan operation. If the fan don't work, then you want to check fuses. Kind of like a step-by-step thing. But we know the fan works because we were able to turn it on with the scanner. But we see those bubbles coming out, so we know there's a lot of air in the system trapped in there. So we're going to have to run this thing. You can sometimes pump this hose like this, like kind of help the process out a little bit. Then you're gonna want to come up in the car. Let me hop in there for a second, ma'am. Just to speed the process up a little faster, you're gonna want to come in here and put the heat on. You're gonna give it a little throttle. Never rev a car over 2,500 RPMs. There's a little art to keeping it steady. Some cars I can get real good, but that's going to bring the temperature up a little faster. The goal is we want to feel heat coming out these vents. Does your heat normally work?
It really did, now don't work no.
Okay. Okay, so that's another thing. The customer just gave me some more information. She said the heat isn't working, so that leans me more towards thermostat or a coolant leak. So we're heading the right direction. But we gotta eliminate the obvious, which it was pretty low on the antifreeze. And the 3.7 can be a tricky little beast on overheating issues. Yeah, that's crazy. We're not getting any heat at all. Did you put any stop leak or anything like that in it? Okay, so we got this thing coming up at temperature, sitting about in the middle. We still don't have no heat. That concerns me for more than one reason. Is the thermostat opening up? Is there a huge air pocket in it? We already know the code that was in it, coolant system performance. So we're gonna go back over to the scan tool here in a second. All right, so we're gonna go back into the PCM again. We're going to enter into the computer. We're going to go to read data stream. Temp sensor. We're going to look for engine coolant temp, and then we're going to look for the voltage going to it. Okay. Okay. It looks like it's working properly. This thing is already up to 226 degrees. That's almost at an overheating point, or just below. The fan should be coming on at 220. So let's find out what's going on. Thermostat opens up at 180 to 190. The fans come on at 220. Okay, so the fan is on. So now we got all the high-tech stuff done. We need to go low-tech now. And we're going to use our temperature gun. We're still not getting any heat. Alright, so this hose is saying 157. Engine block saying 140. 148. Bottom hose is 68. I have seen this problem one time before. This is a rare problem, but I'm gonna tell you what's going on with this thing. This thing has a clogged up radiator. And I'm gonna show you how I know this. I only know this from previous experience. Ma'am, come here a second. I fought the same problem a few months back. It'll fool you almost every time. See how it says 168 right there? And 67 right there, that's a bad radiator. So your radiator is completely clogged up. I want my subscribers to see this. See that right there? The last time I ran into this problem, it was on a Dodge Nitro with a 3.7 liter. They put the 3.7 liter in the Dodge Nitros, the Jeep Liberties. So she's gonna need a radiator, and then also you're gonna have to do a new thermostat in the process also. So she's not getting any heat because she's not getting any flow. One or two things could have happened. We can't even guarantee that it's gonna get heat when we're done because we don't know. Well, we should, because both of these hoses are ice cold. But we don't know if somebody introduced some kind of stop leak in the system or anything along that way. But there you go. We checked our basic things. We used our scanner to pull us to a direction, and then we ended up diagnosing it with a very low-tech tool. And I hope that helps you. If you have any comments, please hit me up in the comment section. I always respond. And give me a thumbs up, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.